Hello and welcome back to What's Inside. Today we're looking at another starter box of Clout Fantasy. This one is Centaurs versus Goblins. Like before, this one has 30 chips and it's got everything you need for two players. One person playing Goblins and one playing Centaurs, obviously. Clout came out in 2005 from AEG and Hidden City Games. And I enjoyed this game quite a bit. I thought it was a lot of fun. You can usually find these starter decks still sealed. The boosters will cost you quite a fair bit of money because those were kind of harder to find and obviously very theft proof since I'm having trouble with this. But it never really seemed to catch on. I enjoyed the game quite a bit. I thought it was a lot of fun, especially to play with younger people. So if you got some kids that want to play a game and they don't really like complex rules or they're just too young for the complex rules, this is a good way to do it. It just never really took off for some reason, and that really disappoints me because I enjoyed this game quite a bit. Alright, now that I've won the battle with cellophane, inside of course we have our measuring tape, which denotes distance, of course, because that's what measuring tapes do. And you can see that it's got the chip signal on it, or symbol. I can't talk. It says Clout Fantasy, and it's got the measuring distance from point to point, and that's the flip distance usually. And it's two-sided. This one has regular measurements on it, so you can measure out how far you need to go and stuff like that. Alright, let's see what we got in these boxes. There's our rule book, which is pretty handy. It's got a chip list in it, so you can look at, see what all the chips are and their commonness, common, uncommon, rare, that sort of thing. Plus the rules, of course. It's a pretty straightforward game. Purple is Centaurs, orange is Goblins. So let's look at the Goblin deck first. The factions are all colored, of course. So we've got a caver, another caver. We've got a door crasher. We've got a rat maze warrior. Let's put these like that. We've got a hobgoblin captain. We've got a watcher. We've got assassinate. A war buggy, a war dance fanatic, a ravening dire wolf, sneak attack, a war room, a secret cave. Those are our location ones. Underling, and another underling. So that's the Orange Army starter box. Now, as I recall, these are the levels, and you add those all up to form your army. Some of them are free, some of them are 2, and you end up usually with around 15 chips like you've got here. These are well balanced because it's all in the starters. They wanted you to be able to play Centaurs versus the Goblins right out of the box. So this is what they gave you. So let's go ahead and put these away and look at what's in the purple box. Now, just like I was saying in the previous video, if you haven't seen it, because of their age, these are from 2005, and the fact these are stickers that are glued on, they are nice quality vinyl stickers. These are nice quality vinyl stickers, but the glue is starting to come off, and there is a bulge in the sticker. So you might have to re-glue some of these. You can try pushing it down, but it'll just pop back up. And then you'll be able to see that it does need to be re-glued. So let's move these to the side and check out purple. Alright, let's see what the Centaurs have for us. The art's pretty standard, fair fantasy stuff. Not bad, not always great. Some of it's better than others, but it's pretty decent. I'm pretty happy with it, especially for as simplistic as the game is. It doesn't need too much fancy. stuff. And it does remind me of a different cardboard game that came out years ago. These are plastic, obviously, poker chips. But there was another game, I think AEG did that one too, or Fantasy Flight. But this came out after that. I'll find that game and do a video on it too, as soon as I remember the name of it. Alright, we've got a False Information. We've got a Seeking Shot. Ooh, the sticker's really coming off on that one. Secret Road. Training Ground. A Home Guard Trainee. A Questing Warrior. A Fallen Warrior. Another one. Another one. A Battering Ram. Ooh. A Border Fighter. An Overrun. That was a good chip to have in your deck. Or in your stack, rather. A Novice Scout. A Young Harpy. And a Harpy Slasher. So these guys are kind of, you know, they play a little different. Of course, you know, this one's like a 3, and this is a special attack. The Secret Road is your home base. So yeah, pretty good assortment of guys to offset against the Goblins. So yeah, that's what the Clout Fantasy Centaurs versus Goblins looks like. I like this game quite a bit. Oh, so he's got strike 4. That's really good. If you can find these cheap, definitely pick one up and see what you think. I really recommend it. I really like this game. The downside is the stickers coming off. You'll probably have to re-glue some of them with use, because you do throw them down, and eventually those stickers are going to come off. It shouldn't affect gameplay because they're just bulged up a little, and the chips are weighty enough that it should be able to keep from influencing the game dynamic. So yeah, check it out. It's a fun game, kind of brainless activity. Not a whole lot of strategy. You do move the chips after you throw them, so there is a little bit there, but there's a lot of luck and a lot about how you throw and how hard, and if they roll off the board or out of the arena, because you use a small space too. But it does involve throwing things, and I don't know any little kid or most adults that don't like throwing things. So that's the Goblins and Centaurs, or Centaurs versus Goblins, rather. Starter box. It comes with everything you need. Like I said, it didn't really catch on for some reason. I wish they had done the Marvel game they had advertised. It just never seemed to materialize, unfortunately. But this was a fun game, and everything you do need is in the box. You do need a measuring utensil, though. I believe you can use like a regular tape measure, but I highly recommend finding one that the sealed box, so you're sure to get one of these. This is kind of a plasticky, almost a fabric thing, so it actually holds up really well. This is in really nice shape considering it's over a decade old. It was sealed in the box, but still did hold up pretty well. The only thing that gave way was the glue on the thing holding it together. So that's what's inside this box. I hope you enjoyed seeing what's inside, and join us again in another episode. If you haven't seen the Elves vs. Undead box, I recommend it, because the more the merrier when it comes to Clout. All the starter sets are interchangeable, so you should be able to play the Elves against the Centaurs or the Goblins and have it be evenly matched. So that's what's inside the Clout Fantasy. Be sure and come back next time, see what else we could get ourselves into.